Guys, PrinceofMacedon here. If you guys haven't heard the latest announcement from Total War, the newest Total War game is Total War Warhammer. Let's talk about the latest announcement. Let's see, we have Total War plus Warhammer, which equals genius. If you don't know what the Warhammer series is, well, it's basically a tabletop war game that spawned during the 80s, and ever since then, it's spawned off into computer games, and the tabletop version is still alive and kicking. And there's a pretty big appeal for the Warhammer series. You got this really awesome fantasy medieval setting, and you got the appeal of, painting your own armies and showing it off to all of your opponents. And not just that, you get to meet your opponents, face to face. Something very old school about that, kind of like when you're playing chess. Now, the Total War series, if you don't know what that is, basically Total War did for real-time strategy computer games what the Warhammer series did for tabletop gaming. They're basically the best in their respective fields, and combining them both is just a stroke of genius. And I'm pretty freaking excited about this, because what does this give us? Well, it gives us a new Total War game, which, as you guys know, Total War is going to be freaking fantastic. Then you have Warhammer. Do you know what Warhammer is, guys? It's a medieval type fantasy setting, and they are all kinds of different factions. This is going to be the game that brings back faction diversity, because in the Warhammer series, you're going to have vampires, you're going to have orcs, you're going to have humans, high elves, dark elves, the undead, vampires, etc., etc., etc. I can only speculate, which factions the Creative Assembly will finally release in their entirety, but I'm assuming they're just going to release all of them. I hope so anyways, because the Warhammer series has a lot of fantastic and different types of fantastic factions. This is faction diversity. And if you guys remember playing Rome 1, that was faction diversity. And to me, Warhammer, it's luring me in because it's gonna guarantee faction diversity again. And I'm pretty freaking excited about that. And Warhammer, are there any Warhammer fans? I want to show off this little collection here. Now, I've actually talked to a lot of Warhammer fans, people that just play the board game, the tabletop board game. And this, I did not make these orcs myself, this orc army. I actually got it from a hardcore Warhammer fan. But yeah, this is his own orc army, which is now mine. And you can just see the freaking details on his paint job. And that's something that'll never go away. Like, when Total War Warhammer comes out, people are still going to want to go out and paint their own armies. Heck, I might even learn how to paint my own army. So, while we're here, I want to show off this little orc army here. Let me show you this big one here. This big grouping of orc boys. So, we got a lot of boys here with two-handed weapons. We even have this orc boy with a banner, which does a lot for morale. Then you even have a orc musician right there. And I don't know if you can notice it, but there's also an orc champion wearing this gray shirt. And they are pretty freaking epic and very hard to kill. And now we have these orc boys with bows. These are, orcs with bows, basically. With the boys emphasized. And now, if you watch the cinematic teaser trailer, which is fantastic, very fantastic, probably one of my favorite teaser trailers from the Creative Assembly, like, in their entirety. I am not joking. And if you notice the orc cavalry that they showed, charging in, well, this is what it was. It was an orc war boss on boar. And these are not your typical boars. These are humongous boars. They're huge, and they're fierce. And I'm freaking excited. What do you guys think of the Warhammer series? Are you guys Warhammer fans? Are you Total War fans? Are you both? Are you just a pure Warhammer tabletop god who cannot wait to get his hands on this combination of Total War real-time strategy goodness with tabletop awesomeness set in a medieval fantasy type setting. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm so freaking excited about this. And yeah, I'm very tempted to go out and get my own set of little statuettes to paint myself. I'm typically not good at this thing, but to commemorate Total War Warhammer, I kind of want to do it now.